tasks, their activities. So understanding is enough? No, right? One has to know how to manage the egos first. See, usually in our families, how many times we had a quarrel with our own family members just because to satisfy our egos, right? And this is natural, it happens. So within the family members, if this can be seen, and you're expected to work with your friends or known, probably your acquaintances who got formed within our probably 3 or 4 years of your working periods. So the most important aspect is, in order to maintain your emotional balance, you should learn how to handle your egos. You cannot show egos here. What happens if your ego, whether you might take a wrong decision when you go egoistic, right? Instead of being assertive, you will not listen to the actual problem or actual situation. So that's where usually happens in the entrepreneurship, and things turns uh, apart from the table, and mess starts accumulating within the system, and slowly you'll see the problems coming into the system, and by the time you realize that because of these scenarios your organization is having problems, you'll be probably sometime there is no option for you to become resilient also. You might have to shut down your show. You never know. So that's how it is important. So second aspect is, it's a continuous, as I just mentioned, so it's a continuous learning, right? Probably, see, when you form a team, like, one will be good at technology, one will be good at engineering, one will be good at operations, and you're forming a team, right? And you'll take up roles. One says I will be the CEO, and one says I'll be the COO, one says I'm the CMO, and etc. VP or whatever tags. You cannot take that to your head until unless you are not mastering those skills. And can you master them in one day, 1 year, 5 years? No. It's a continuous learning process until you are holding the title or want to be an entrepreneur. So learning, we all know, when we were studying, when we study or college and all, our parents says, just pass this year, next from after college your life will be happy, right? So that's the emotional drain one has to take in a continuous learning, right? So continuous learning means it's a heavy on your emotions, not just one aspect. You'll find that every day you are learning new things, and your learning curve has to be always up. You have to understand what is a marketing function is, what is the technology is, what are the gaps in the technology. Some technology guy is coming to you and saying that, see, we have to build this technology, and this is the value add which is coming into the value chain analysis. Do you How do you decide? See, entrepreneurship is all about decision making, right? Product leadership is all about decision making. Be it a product manager or product owner, end of the day you are the one who takes decisions. So how do you take decisions if you are not learning the value chain of it, right? So that's what happens when you are not learning continuously, or you stop learning. You'll not be able to take decisions, and it's a chain reaction. Other things fall in place, and it will be difficult. So what if you're learning and you know how to take decisions, things will go forward. And the most important other aspect, according to me, is time management, organizing yourself, self discipline. The most important skill, according to me, even before you want to step into entrepreneurship, is what one has to learn, is time management or self organizing skills. See, if you're not doing this properly, you will come pile up the things. You might overlap your family time, you'll overlap your working with late nights, or you never know what happens. Suppose, let's say you have to complete the audit process of inventory by end of today. Otherwise the production will not know what the next amount of production should be produced. Now this won't happen. What's the chain reaction is, it will affect, if it is affecting on the production, and if naturally it affects on the sales, it affects on the operations. That's how it is entrepreneurship. So just because you're not able to, one function is not deliver managing the time, managing their time properly, it is affecting the entire function. Within that, it is affecting the other functions. See, operational strategy you're not building properly, then your business strategy won't work at all. So this is how one will go through, or one needs to uh, learn or manage their mm, time and other activities, family time, work life balance. If you are going for your problem, your family problem cannot be brought into your organization, which will again have an impact on your organization itself. So, and I hope I have given you all that. It's looking like a stress, right? So I think not, people have not heard that why this guy is talking about in the negative impact. It's all about it's. I'm saying that entrepreneurship is difficult. No, it is the fact. What I'm saying is I'm not scaring you guys. I'm trying to say is, see, this is how entrepreneurship will be. So prepare your mind like that. Otherwise, it will be very tough for you to be in the entrepreneurship. So stress management is the important aspect. One has to learn, understand stress, how are different ways of easing out the stress. See, I was surprised to learn while I was studying my executive MBA in IIM Calcutta under stress management. This was the first lesson I was taught by my professor. Told me that, see, this is the first and foremost important lesson, and start practicing right now. Otherwise it is going to be very difficult. And what is it, it's breathing in, breathe out exercise. How to relieve your stress. So start inculcating this practice from now, or else you'll not be able to manage your stress. See, that means Indian Institute of Management is highlighting this topic on top of, as a top priority of stress management topic. So understand how important it is. And you might have observed so many leaders when they speak, what kind of speech, how they speak, and what will be their emotions, how many. Let's take, see, if you want to, if there's an empire like Adani Group or very big empires, how many business the verticals they run. So how does everybody has own same 24 hours of time, right, in a day, and 8 hours goes to sleep, and we have to manage everything in just 12 to 14 hours of time, or probably 8 hours of time. So how they will be able to do it running so many verticals? So one has to learn and master these skills. Otherwise you will go for a toss and you will not be able to make, even though you have money, you have funds, your business is running, your customers are growing, they are giving you money. But if you're not learning these skills, you're not maintaining the emotional balance, or not improving your emotional quotient, so this is what can happen. So I thought, okay, I thought I'll talk about on these lines, in the entrepreneurship or the product leadership. Product leadership or the entrepreneurship is one and the same according to me, because every product leader who be in any role has to understand the entire value chain process, has to go through the same emotional journey in understanding the VUCA model, understanding the vulnerabilities in the chain, uh, uncertainties which comes into the value chain, and how, what kind of marketing research, when you are working on the research happens. This is the amount of energy one has to put in, right? I thought, okay, I'll talk about this topic and give some light, talk this side of entrepreneurship. Probably it might be helpful for everyone or the listeners for listening to me, and at least give a thought process from this side, uh, even before you are an already an entrepreneur, or if you want to start your entrepreneur journey in near future. So it's a endless topic, and so many things can be added to this. So it's that. So this is it from me, Churan.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, that I totally agree. Like being able to like process and
Right,
manage stress will really help you in any other processes you'd be doing, especially entrepreneurship.
right,
Because like if you don't know how to manage, it will add up, and then you will just burst and quit.
right,
So
exactly. See, there is no point in having a brilliant idea with you when you don't know how to manage your emotions, or your emotional quotient is going for a toss, and your stress is going piling up, and you'll not be able to take proper decisions, right? So entrepreneurship is all about decision making at the right time, at the right decision at the right time.
sometimes you have to decide in a split second in order to be productive. And yeah,
Right.
that's all
It's
there
a
is.
gut. It's a gut feeling. One has to be very gutsy also. So all these are like it comes with experience. It comes with uh, hardships one faces and understands the nuances of every process. What is lost, what is gained. One has to know what is the value of the the uh, probably the proposition once that comes into the organization and goes out of the organization. So these are all very deep, very stressful activities, according to me.
That's perfect. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and knowledge through entrepreneurship and how to handle it properly. It's really interesting. Now
Right.
we are open for like questions or sharing insights with our speaker. Please feel free to unmute yourself or send a chat. Okay. Okay. If there are no further questions, you can just type in Q&A or in chat so we can have more time for the next topic because we are a bit early with the schedule with Vikram. Okay. Okay. So the next topic we'll discuss and we'll explain how blockchain ecosystem is being provided by artificial intelligence enabled securing services that not only protects the ecosystem integrity with a cross-functional team of experts, but also
If there
it
are
is
no further questions, you can
by the
just
leaders in the
type
industry.
in
Now,
Q&A or in
our
chat
next speaker
so we can
is
have
a founder
more
of
time for the next.
BitsCrunch and also a TEDx speaker. He is master's in electrical engineering, TU Munich, number one ranked technical university in Germany. Uh, More than 7 years of technical experience in blockchain, mobility, automotive, and telecom industries. And he worked with Volkswagen AG and Telefonica. So, as a experienced data analyst expert working with Siemens Mobility AG, which is a Germany leading mobility company in Germany. And so he will be talking right now about an intro to blockchain, non-fungible tokens, future of decentralized finance. Now, without further ado, here I present with you Vijay Pravin Maharajan. Please take over.
Yes. So thanks a lot for the intro and thanks a lot for the invitation. And I'd like to thank Joran for having me in your webinar series. So I'll start with an introduction, introduce myself a bit, which you didn't say. So basically, I'm originally from India as well, where I come from Chennai, moved to Germany in 2013. So it's been 78 years of Germany's life. I live in Munich, the city of Oktoberfest, and yeah, I've worked with companies like Siemens, Volkswagen, and Telefonica, and yeah, so founded BitsCrunch, and yeah, we are a blockchain analytics company working, um, focusing more on NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and we are, let's say, the ecosystem guardians, where we find out flaws in the NFT system and we are solving it that way using AI. So we are a heavily AI and then data science, data analytics driven team where we focus more on AI, artificial intelligence. We rely on AI and machine learning to fix those issues in the NFT space. So what is this fuss about? What is blockchain? What is NFTs? Um, what is it about? Because I see a lot of people talking about it over the last few months, or let's say a couple of years. It's just still an emerging technology, and in a way, let me share my screen real quick. So you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Do you still see it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So what is blockchain? I mean, it's nothing but a digital ledger of transactions. So whatever that we used to do as a form of ledger when it comes to handling business or let's say track something, this is now digital. This is now distributed across the computer systems. So you don't have to, let's say, hold all of the data all by yourself, whereas this is more like a distributed approach. And the good thing about blockchain is each and every transaction is recorded, so you don't have to worry about the data getting lost. And then since we are into a digital world where we already talk about 4G technology, 5G technology, and Industry 4.0, for sure that goes without saying that we have to deal with a lot of data sets, a lot of data. Imagine your smart mobile, smartphone interacts with a smart kitchen, let's say there is smart home, smart bulbs, and then so on. So there are high chances that with the IoT coming into picture, that is Internet of Things coming into picture, then it gets even more crazy. So these transactions are recorded, will be recorded on blockchain, and it is an immutable signature that is called hash. So if you are into blockchain already, you might have heard about transaction hash, which is a very common word that is used in blockchain. So what are its characteristics? So like I said, the decentralization is one of the main aspect of blockchain. So it is distributed across various computer systems. So there is no such, let's say, centralized structure. Even let's take finance. We are all using a centralized approach where banks control the money flow. Let's say you open an account with the bank and you do a transaction to bank, and then bank lets that transaction out. That is how it is currently operating. And what this blockchain enables is a peer-to-peer transaction where there is no middleman. So that is one of the uh, biggest aspects of blockchain. And like I said, it's also cyber secure. It's each and every transaction is recorded and it is validated by a lot of people on the blockchain. So whatever you send or transact will be safe. And a lot of people, let's say they confuse blockchain with cryptocurrency. Of course there are some correlation, but cryptocurrency is different, whereas blockchain is more like a technology which is like the underlying technology that is being used for various applications. So let's take Bitcoin or Ethereum. Bitcoin is more like gold, where its prices just inflates. But if you look at Ethereum, there are n number of projects that underlies beneath Ethereum. There are NFTs. There are let's say your birth certificate can be minted as on the blockchain. There are several countries that do that currently. Estonia, which is in Europe, is also fully digital. You can also Google it. They are well versed in blockchain. So what is NFT? NFTs are like unique digital items, let's say that are put on blockchain. So be it on any blockchain. Right now, Ethereum is one of the famous blockchains, and there is Matic. Matic now that is called Polygon. which is also from India, team from India. They are doing really good. And there are also other blockchains like Avalanche, Solano, Polkadot, and so on. So this NFTs, it can be anything that can be made digital as a token can be an NFT. Let's say starting from images, arts, songs, for instance, tweets. Recently, Jack Dorsey, who is the founder of Twitter, he launched his very first tweet as an NFT. So it's more like a digital ownership. Let's say I have an autograph of Sachin Tendulkar or let's say Cristiano Ronaldo on a paper. So a lot of people will go for it, right? Of course, if Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi is willing to sign on a paper, people go crazy, right? That being translated into digital is in a nutshell called as NFTs. So people try to claim digital ownership where they collect assets over a period of time, and that's the future. That's the way to go. And it's also in a way to monetize digital goods. So people started selling NFTs, they transact NFTs. There are marketplaces like OpenSea, um, Rarible, that are NFT marketplaces. So based on the scarcity and provenance, people are transacting NFTs over and over to various artists and people. And it's also in a way a door that is open to artists like digital arts and song collections. For instance, it is minted as NFTs. There is a lot about NFTs, so it cannot be squeezed within a 15 or a 30-minute talk. But yeah, you should definitely have a look into it, guys. So what's again the characteristics of NFT? I mean, we saw the characteristics of blockchain. So what about NFTs? It is rare and unique, as I said. Let's say if um, any famous footballer or a basketball player decides to sell NFTs, then there are limited amount of pieces that are minted that are available on marketplaces. So people will go crazy. They'll look to collect NFTs. It's more like a digital asset where people try to collect badges or let's say skins like in the games. So people used to play a lot of games, right? Like PUBG is one classic example where people go for skins, various type of guns and articles over the game. That is now digitalized. That is one thing, and of course it is tradable. So people love to trade, make money out of NFTs, and people also try to prove their ownership. Let's say if they have an NFT minted by let's say Katy Perry, then they say that's an NFT that I hold from Legend. So um, like there's NFTs are into a craze currently. I mean uh, they have been talked about in the last 6 to 8 months a lot. And what we are trying to do is there are certain flaws in this NFT space, and we are trying to fix it using AI, artificial intelligence. So I just thought I'll share it with the team over Let Us Talk It show. So, what is the connection between blockchain and NFTs? So, when you buy an NFT, you're essentially buying a digital recording of ownership. Like I said, it is an asset which is rare and unique, where you can showcase it as a digital item. Right now, at the beginning, even it was really weird to me saying that I have a digital ownership of this and this item. But once I started getting into this particular field, it looks amazing. It looked amazing at the beginning, and I could see a lot of potential in NFTs and blockchain moving forward. And the good thing about this is it can be transferred. So same like a piece of land that you buy somewhere in New York or Munich or Madrid, it is an asset. But the thing is, it is digital. You cannot see it, you cannot feel it, you cannot touch it, but nevertheless it has value. So that's the amazing fact about it. And right now everything is stored on blockchain as a proof of ownership. Like I said, there are a number of blockchains out there. There is uh, OpenSea. So there is Ethereum, there is Polkadot, Avalanche, and then so many Polygon and so many blockchains out there. So what are the problems that we are trying to fix? So one is since NFTs can be minted on any blockchain, there are high chances that people can replicate what you do. So let's say, of course, if a famous celebrity mints an NFT, it cannot be copied. Of course, it can be copied because everything is digital. But the fact is, a layman or a lame artist who mints his digital art as an NFT, his work could be copied in the sense it can be replicated and it can be changed. Let's say a background can be changed. There are some tweaks that can be done to that NFT and it can be resold to another NFT. Of course, it may not get the proper attention like the one who released earlier, but nevertheless, it's still a bootlegged content. It is a forged content. So we are trying to fix it using AI. We in fact have um, working customers as well for this product. So that is one thing that we are trying to do. And also there is no standard guidelines right now. Nobody knows the price of an NFT. So if I am an artist, I go out to a marketplace, I mint an NFT, I put a price tag to it, and then I sell it. And currently there is no such process in place. So we also again use AI to, let's say, give out the pricing of an NFT, which is in a way good for the ecosystem. And that is why I probably called ourselves as the ecosystem guardians at the beginning. So yeah, that's the gist of what is blockchain and what are NFTs. And yeah, maybe I can take a couple of minutes break to see if somebody has a question. If not, I can keep going for the next few minutes. Any questions, lads? Any questions from LinkedIn or YouTube? It would be good if the organizers or the tech team can pull up the questions from LinkedIn or YouTube if there is any.
Feel free to unmute if you have questions or clarifications.
So I guess blockchain is one thing that you guys should seriously have a look at it. I believe that some of you might already be into blockchain either in terms of investing or trading, but you should also have a look at the tech side of it, like what we are doing, what companies like BitCrunch is doing. So in a way, it's good for the ecosystem. It's good for the community here. So yeah, if there is nothing much, then I close it out here.
There is one here. Uh, Chris Fit asked, how can NFT be an impact in the new business era?
Mhm. So like I said, everything that can be digitalized, that can be a token, can be an NFT. That is a good thing. So even exhibition tickets, football tickets, or cricket tickets that can be minted as an NFT in the future. People are working on it. Short video clips, short highlights. Like there is a famous NFT project called NBA Top Shot where highlights from basketball NBA was minted as NFTs. So that went crazy. That raised millions of dollars over a period of time. Just excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. So in this digital era, with a lot of things that can be potentially an NFT, might well change the course of the financial system that we have, with peer-to-peer communication, and with more and more people coming into NFTs, it can be a great addition. Any other questions?
Okay, we have checked on the live and social media. There's no questions yet so far from our team.
And I would say we should. That's it from my side.
Is it from your side? Okay. Okay. All right. Let's check here. Okay. All right. Well, that's a crisp, short presentation. Thank you so much for that. Sharing your knowledge in a short period of time with very like lots of interesting informations to gather from. All right. So thank you both speakers for your time and your effort with the presentations you have and the information you have shared to us today. So just check here. There are more messages. All right. Thank you, Chris Fit, for he said it was an excellent presentation and he really appreciated it. Okay. All right. So, well, before that, I would just like to inform um, that we have also our live youth Let Us Talk It webinar every other Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And this week there will be two topics, which is energy sources and evolution of entertainment industry. So you can also join our preparation sessions every Tuesday and Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time by registering at our website, letustalkit.com/youth. So for younger youth group, we have preparation sessions Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So hope you all can join these youth webinars, which would encourage our youth. All right, thank you for sharing your LinkedIn information, Vijay. Okay. All right, so I guess there are no other questions because no one's raising hands. I like they might have like got all the gist of the informations, so they just they are just digesting everything right now. All right. So again, I thank you, speakers, for your time and your presentation today. It's really informational and adding up to the knowledge that has been stored already. All right. Well, that concludes our webinar session for today. So please keep posted with our next webinars for next week. We will also add two more interesting informational topics. All right. So please visit our website, letustalkit.com / like professional webinars. And also we do have youth webinars that are also informational and educational. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today, and hope to see you again in the next webinar session. You take care always.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.